This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 60. Don't know what to do with your life? Seek bargains. And Deep Habits, Pursue Clarity Before Pursuing Results, both by Cal Newport of calnewport.com. And I'm Dan. I am your host and personal narrator here at Optimal Startup Daily, reading to you each and every day from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship. And I've got two posts for you today from popular writer Cal Newport. So with that, let's get right to them as we optimize your life. Don't know what to do with your life? Seek Bargains by Cal Newport of calnewport.com. A Career Crossroads. In the early winter of 2004, I was a senior at Dartmouth College and in the fortunate position of having two good job offers. The first was from Microsoft. It paid, by 2004 standards, about as much as you could possibly earn right out of college, around $85,000 in cash and stock per year. The second offer was to join the computer science Ph.D. program at MIT. It paid considerably less, around $28,000 in stipend, but promised near complete freedom. MIT is quite unstructured and entrepreneurial. I had no clear preference for which job to take. They both seemed exciting. But in my effort to make a decision, I stumbled on a key tool in the career craftsman toolbox. Follow a lifestyle, not a passion. In my last post, I argued that the right way to build a remarkable life is to first identify the traits that define your vision of remarkable, then pursue only jobs that will reward you with these traits if and when you master rare and valuable skills. But here's the snag. What if you don't know what these traits are? This is a problem common to students and recent graduates, those who have not yet had enough life experience to figure out what's possible and what resonates. This was also my situation as I pondered my competing offers in the fall of 2004. At the time, I was ambitious and optimistic and had a great sense of potential, but I was also clueless about how best to direct this energy. This is what I did. Bargain shopping careers. Both jobs, I determined, would reward me well if I built up career capital by mastering rare and valuable skills. At Microsoft, if you stand out, you gain the ability to acquire some desirable career traits. If you make it to project leader on a hot product, for example, you can have impact, recognition, creativity, and low-level autonomy. In other words, freedom from a direct boss dictating your day-to-day. In an academic track, however, I determined that mastering rare and valuable skills would offer an even wider variety of such traits to choose from. If I made a name in the world of research, not only is impact, recognition, and creativity available, but so is a much, much higher degree of autonomy. Successful professors are able to craft any number of exotic work setups. It also would allow for the possibility of taking a leave to start a company, as well as continuing with my writing. I had just submitted the manuscript for my first book. I didn't know which traits I ultimately wanted in my career, but I appreciated that MIT would offer me more options for the career capital I generated. So I turned down Bill Gates and went to work, ironically, in the Bill Gates Tower at MIT. The Value Rule. The main idea captured by this story is simple. When in doubt about which specific desirable traits you want to pursue in your working life, choose the available job option that offers the greatest variety of these traits in exchange for career capital. Keep in mind, the availability of these traits are irrelevant if you don't first build up capital by mastering rare and valuable skills. No one gives away such value just because you feel passionate about it. But as you advance in this quest to become so good they can't ignore you, and along the way add sophistication to your value system, it's likely that you will, as I do now, appreciate the greater flexibility this rule adds to your career crafting process. And I will have another post for you from Cal coming up in just a moment, but first, I'm sure you know how the cryptocurrency world can be confusing, but crypto assets could be the best opportunity to build generational wealth since the discovery of oil. Bitcoin has been one of the best performing assets of 2020. So how do you get involved? Check out BitTrust IRA, a great way to diversify your portfolio with new innovative investments. BitTrust IRA helps you add cryptocurrency to your portfolio both seamlessly and securely, and it is super secure. BitTrust IRA stores your private keys in nuclear bunkers with military-grade encryption. It's easy to use. They have a 24/7 trading platform with no minimum investments and unlimited trades, plus a team to help guide you along the way if you have any questions. and with the lowest trading fees in the industry. Go to bittrustira.com/OSD today to learn more, and for a limited time, BitTrust IRA is waiving the sign-up fee for OSD listeners, a $50 value. That's bittrustira.com/OSD. BITTRUSTIRA.com/OSD, and I have that linked in this episode's description. Deep Habits. Pursue clarity before pursuing results. Also by Cal Newport of calnewport.com. Shallow September. I track my deep work hours using a weekly tally, so I have a good sense of how my commitment to depth varies over time. A trend I've noticed is that my deep work rate hits a low point around this time of year. The obvious explanation is that the start of the fall semester adds extra time constraints, but I don't think that's the whole story. My deep work tends to increase as the fall continues, even though my teaching commitments also increase during this period, once there are problem sets and exams to grade. In thinking about this mystery, I've begun to better understand a crucial but often ignored aspect of working deeply on important things: the necessity of clarity. My research cycle. In my life as a distributed algorithm researcher, I experience a rapid-fire set of important research deadlines that begin in the late winter and end mid-summer. If all goes well, this period clears out my research larder, leaving me by mid-July ready to start a new research cycle. This reality explains why my deep work dips around this period. It's not clear what I should be working on. When I have a well-developed problem and I have a sense of what the solution should look like, and I can feel that my attacks are getting closer to the core, it's easy to obsessively accumulate hour after hour of deep thinking. By contrast, when I only have a hazy idea for a type of problem that might be interesting, but I'm not sure exactly how to define it, or if it's something I can solve, it's easy to push aside deep hours for other more concrete concerns. In the fall, in other words, I'm rich in haziness and poor in clarity. There's nothing wrong with this. All projects require this haziness stage. High output rates, therefore, will force you into this stage frequently. Prioritizing clarity. The conclusion I've been developing is that I need to think more systematically about minimizing the time to get from haziness to the level of clarity that accelerates depth. In more detail, when in a period of haziness, I'm becoming increasingly comfortable with the idea that much of the time that I might usually spend on traditional deep work, concentrating without distraction on a well-defined problem, will instead be spent trying to clarify hazy ideas to a point where such depth is possible. In my particular line of work, the following activities seem to help. Agree to give a talk on the topic. Go visit or invite to visit a collaborator to bounce around the idea. Set up a bounded series of meetings or phone calls to see if the idea can be kneaded into something pliable. Read related work and capture the notes in an annotated bib, a tip that has arguably doubled my research productivity. And finally, once ready, spend a half day or so trying to write up a problem document that captures a clear description of the problem, a collection of simple results, and a list of some next results that seem promising and tractable. This is like a business plan for a research problem, and usually something I like to develop before committing to long-term time investment. The specifics of these activities will differ depending on your job, but the big idea here is that by dedicating some deep work time to seeking project clarity when projects are hazy, you'll end up with more quality results in the long run. You just listened to the posts titled, "Don't Know What to Do with Your Life? Seek Bargains," and "Deep Habits. Pursue Clarity Before Pursuing Results," both by Cal Newport of calnewport.com. And big thanks to Cal, who typically writes about learning hacks and productivity, so he is narrated pretty frequently over on Optimal Living Daily, so you can check out that show for a lot more from him. But that'll do it for Optimal Startup Daily today. I thank you as always for being here. Please do click subscribe if you haven't done that already, and I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.